Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril, the game is Star Trek Online, and welcome to a look at the latest featured episode. The Iconian War hasn't been going too well for us, has it? After all, last episode, House Peck, not only did we fail in our primary objective, the Iconian Omega generation facilities are still intact, but, well, we lost to the Emperor. We lost the Sword of Kahless. We completely failed to blow up the planet. The only consolation is that we got ourselves out of there in one piece. Prior to that, well, we did have some success with Delta Flight, although there were significant casualties and we lost the nerd. And then, of course, there was Blood of Ancients, where the Iconians managed to get their primary objective, and we utterly failed to protect the Preserver Archive. Yes, indeed. I was there the day Taket slew the Emperor. But we have a new featured episode, Time in a Bottle. Voyager has been chasing leads regarding the Krenim. The Vardua went for them wholesale at the start of their little genocidal rampage, and as players at least, we know why, of course, from the events of Year of Hell. But in game, in character, that never happened. We don't know who the Krenim were. We don't know why the Vardua went for them on the Iconians' instructions, and we'd really rather like to find out. Captain Kagran is our mission contact once again. His head's still on his shoulders after, you know, he helped get the Emperor killed. Let's see what he's got to say.
We have a lead on the Krenim. Voyager went to Krenim space looking for them a few months ago, but didn't find much more than a Vardua and some anomalous sensor readings. But now, we found a Ferengi selling what he claims are Krenim artifacts. You are authorized to negotiate with the Ferengi and obtain these artifacts. Follow the trail where it leads. We need a weapon against the Iconians, and the Vardua have gone to a great deal of trouble to keep whatever secrets the Krenim have out of our hands.
We're off to Drazana Station, it would appear. Fair enough, if there was ever a sinkhole of the galaxy to do a dodgy auction, that's where you'd go. Of course, you'll notice that we're just told that we are authorized to obtain the artifacts. It doesn't say we've got to pay for them. Let's see, what else? Featured episode, weekly reward, if memory serves. Yep, it's either a tech upgrade or a specialization point. A special duty officer, Somog, we'll find out what's going on there. The Ferengi dance emote, yes, that will be carried out at the end of the video, you need not worry. 720 dilithium ore, and then the Chronoton split beam rifle. Next week we have the universal Chronoton Jolt module. Okay, that's not too shabby, is it? 10% run speed, 10% power recharge time per friendly target affected. So basically that's your whole party plus one other. And foes get significantly slapped. Minus 50% run speed with a 25% chance of a hold. And minus 10% power recharge speed. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. There isn't much on the ground. Aside from, I think, a couple of tactical captain abilities that speeds up power recharge. And on the third week, we have got the Temporal Flux Generator, another ground device. Time shift for 5 seconds, or up to. You can cancel it before if you want to. Gain immunity to all damage, but cannot use other abilities. It's a Pali's Bubble! Yay! Well, actually, I did use one of those last night, but that's what you get for raiding Blackrock Foundry. Except, we are heading to Drazana Station. And you know what? Let's just beam up, leave Space Dock behind, and then we'll hit the transwarp. And here we are once again, the happy, happy place that is the Drazana system. Now, we need to meet with oh joy, Quen. The last time I saw him, he was running for his life, or at least his latinum, from some very angry customers. Norsicans, I think it was, when I did that mission. And I seem to recall I've got a standing order to arrest this guy, but hey, needs must, and well, it's all about the latinum, and more in this case, it's all about the, getting the goodies, or at least whatever this Krenim artefact is. What do you want to bet it's a fake? I mean, come on, it's Quen. Of course it's gonna be a fake. Or if it isn't a fake, then it isn't going to work as advertised, or maybe it's just going to be a ruinously high price. Business facilitator Quen has rented space, we don't know what the object is, and you could buy a moon from this. Oh, he wants to set up on Quark's grade, does he? Well, good luck. Starfleet commanders reporting the assistance is en route. We're in the middle of Federation space. The starbase Valhalla is about 3 light years that way. What do you mean it's en route? And we should go ahead and make an attempt to obtain the device. Hi there, we're not here to steal you, honestly.
May I help you? Oh, wait, you must be. I'm sorry, but the business facilitator is busy at the moment and cannot be disturbed.
Throw the Umoxing ladies out of the wall and, you know what, we had an appointment.
Yes, but Quen left me explicit instructions about this. He's in the middle of a delicate negotiation to triple his profits on the sale of a rare Delta Quadrant artifact, and cannot be disturbed.
Aha, so we have the option to lie, do we? Well, let's let's play this straight, shall we?
Maybe, let's see, it was something. Krenim, I think? Oh, Delta Quadrant treasures are all the rage right now. Artifacts from cultures the Vaadwaur wiped out are particularly valuable. Quen's made quite a bit of latinum bringing them back through the gateways. Now, that profit-sharing plan he promised me hasn't materialized, but is it my place to complain?
Yes, he's ripping you off. Let us through, and we'll let you get a few kicks in when we're done beating him senseless and taking the artifact. Okay, unfortunately I don't have that as a conversational option, but I can either plead or I can threaten. Let's play it nice for the moment. I've always got nasty later.
I'm sorry, but my instructions were very clear.
You're an idiot. Right, what do you want?
Well, I'm sorry, but I need this job. I'm trying to save up enough for a ticket off this station.
You know what? I can solve that problem for you, free of charge.
You can? What am I saying? You have a starship, of course you can. Go on ahead. Quen and the other buyer are in the cargo bay, but you better hurry. They were trying to get the deal finalized before you could stop them.
Of course they were.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting us pass. Right, okay. Tales, get her beamed back to the ship. Then when she's on board, throw her in the brig. Starfleet Intelligence will want her for information regarding Quen's operations. Now then, we have a little bit of a party to crash, so let's wear something appropriate. Pull out the TR-116, and then... surprise! Oh, looky! Who's this? Trader Oglo. You know what? Just hit the floor, all of you. You're under arrest.
Not so fast! The gentleman with the rather imposing associates over there has just made a very competitive offer for the device. Care to make a counterbid?
Yes. You give me the device, you'll all get down on the floor with your hands behind your heads, and I don't riddle you with bullets! I imagine if I start checking your backgrounds, I'll find enough to put all of you in Rarapente for 20 years.
You said there weren't any other buyers, Quen! Now what do I see? Starfleet stooges here to cause trouble! Guards, get these riffraff out of here so I can conclude my deal in peace!
Make that 25 years on Rarapente. Oh well, let's do it. Drop 'em. Come on, down you go. Have some grenades. Yes. Reinforcements, you say? I have a shotgun. Bring your reinforcements. It'll just get your payroll down a bit. Yoink. And I think we're just about done here. Come on. Try to scan this guy. And yoink, vaporize. Now, where were we, you two? Confront Quen.
Fine! I'll add what I was going to pay those guards to my offer.
Hold it! Nog! Good of you to
I
turn
am Nog,
up.
son of Grand Nagus Rom. And I am a Ferengi. And when you deal with these people, you deal with me. You have a choice. Either deal with me, or I ask my father to have a word with the liquidators about your poor business practices.
Well, I'm sure we could come to an understanding.
That's what I thought. Now, kiss the staff. Get out! Not you, Quinn.
I forgot we had Nog at our disposal on this one. You know what? You can deal with him, you can deal with the liquidators, or you can do 25 to life on Rarapente, which, let's face it, is pretty much the same thing.
Here's my best offer. How about we agree on a price, and you get your Delta Quadrant doodad, and I leave. Everyone's happy.
Here's my counterbid. You get us the doodad, you go to our brig, and we dismantle you. Or you can talk to the liquidators.
No? Fine. How about I answer your questions and maybe then I get to leave? But let's get on with it. Every minute I stand here, I'm losing a strip of latinum. Time is a very valuable commodity.
Oh, if only you knew. What do you know about the relic?
The device is Krenim in origin. Specifically, it's from the Krenim Imperium. Constructed sometime in the mid-22nd century, if I had to take a guess. Strange piece of technology. I haven't seen anything else like it. Highly advanced, and it has hallmarks of Krenim work, but it's, odd. Definitely odd.
Yes, of course it's odd, because it's not quite 200 years old, is it? What happened to the
The
Krenim?
Vatlar, that's what. At one point, the Krenim Imperium held more than 200 star systems in the Delta Quadrant. They lost some of that territory in a couple wars, but overall they were doing well. Not the biggest business in the quadrant, but not the smallest either. When the Vatlar started their war, Gaul took a special interest in the Krenim. Bombed them back to the Stone Age, and then some. As far as anyone knows, the Krenim are basically extinct these days.
So where'd you get the toy?
I picked it up from a Talaxian who wanted to trade for supplies. He told me he got it from the Kayana system. That was it. There used to be a Krenim colony there, but it's gone now, just like the rest of their empire.
Gone? The Vardar destroyed
The
them, eh?
Talaxian wasn't very clear on that. He just said, gone. If I'd asked any more questions, he might have increased his price.
Or maybe they aren't destroyed, they're just gone somewhere. Let's see, anything else?
As a show of good faith to the son of the Nagus, I'm willing to tell you for free. But don't let this get around. It would ruin my reputation as a businessman. The device emits some unusual energy readings. The shielding may have malfunctioned, or maybe it's not fully operational anymore. I'm not sure. But that's why I'm selling it as an antique. As is, and no refunds.
Since when did you give refunds anyway? What kind of unusual energy readings?
Do I look like a member of the Vulcan Science Academy to you? I don't know. It's yours now. You paid for it. You figure it out. I hope it doesn't blow up your ship. Now, may I go so we can put all this unpleasantness behind us? I want to drown my sorrows in a comet cocktail and think about all the profit I didn't earn today.
You can go, and stay out of trouble. Memo to security. All Makos are to have immediate leave on Drazana Station and treble the drinks allowances. What do we got? Nog, how do you... Well, I know how you did. You pulled rank, didn't you?
Don't let the staff of office and these good looks fool you. I'm here as a Starfleet officer, and I don't normally flaunt my family connections, but in this case, it seemed like the best way to solve the problem. So I borrowed my dad's second best staff.
And it worked, thanks to the assist. I was about to slam him to the ground and break his skull until he gave me the code for the force field.
Interesting. I know Voyager encountered the Krenim during the journey, and Tuvok was looking for survivors of the Vatlar purges. For now, though, perhaps we should concentrate on learning what we can from this device.
Agreed. Now, force field?
Quinn left without taking down his security, but fortunately I know how to get around it. This isn't a very sophisticated system. it's hardly worth the latinum he paid for it. If we overload the EPS conduits, we'll create a cascade failure in the system that the control protocols won't be able to handle. That should drop the force field.
Yeah, it might also blow everything up, and I'm standing next to it. But that really isn't very secure at all. Oh, right. Over in the corner, eh? Okay, fair enough. Are you sure you don't want to take cover, Captain? I mean, we are about to dump an awful lot of electroplasma into that device. You're sure? Sure? Completely sure? Okay, fine. Let's do this. Big boom in 3, 2, 1.
Now that the power flow is disrupted, we can override the administrative access requirement.
Oh, is that it? Okay, fine. Overriding the controls.
Yes. Over here by the artifact.
Good. Right, that's kind of handy. Now, what's the catch?
Excellent.
Yoink.
Now we can get a good look at this.
Okay, so it's roughly, well, it's a 4-sided pyramid. It's got some weird text on it. Who wants to push some random buttons and see what we get? Oh. Yoink, 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 yoink. Match waveform.
The waveforms aren't like anything I've seen before.
That's because you've not seen Krenim tech before.
I think I'm getting something. This is definitely Krenim in origin. And Quinn was right on the age. I'm also seeing some repeating elements in the base code, almost like a signature. And that strange energy Quinn was talking about is actually chronotons. A lot of chronotons. And chronotons mean temporal manipulation. This little box just got a lot more interesting.
Yeah. The last thing we need is a...
I was like...
Wait, what? What did he say? The last thing we need is a visit from Temporal Investigations.
I'll take the device back to my ship, the Chimera, and have a look while we're on the way to the Kiana system. From what I understand, Voyager sent an away team to the Kiana system a few weeks ago, but they encountered some resistance and were forced to pull back before they can find what they were looking for. But now that we have this, maybe we'll be able to find what remains of the Krenim, if there's anything left to find.
Well, let's head for the Delta Quadrant. After all, I mean, there's no way that you mucking about with that box isn't going to go horribly, horribly wrong.
I've explored many places as a Starfleet officer, but this is my first time seeing the Delta Quadrant. According to Quinn, the Krenim artifact came from this system. I hope we haven't come all this way just to chase ghosts.
Well, Starfleet sent
I've had a chance to look at the Krenim device,
come on.
although I'm not sure how to activate it yet. It's definitely designed for temporal manipulation, although I don't think it would enable someone to travel through time. It's almost like a step sideways, if that makes any sense at all. I'll keep working on it and let you know if I learn anything more.
So it's a jump onto a parallel timeline rather than a forwards or backwards, fair enough.
Voyager's preliminary scans of the system turned up a number of anomalies, but nothing conclusive. According to Krenim records, though, there's supposed to be an M-class planet in this system. We're not reading anything like that on the sensors.
Excuse me, giant debris field at 12 o'clock. That's your M-class planet, or what's left of it.
Could be. Let's check that wreckage out first. It might give us a better idea of what happened out here. And we should be on the lookout for Vaadwaur. Preliminary scans indicate they've been actively patrolling through this system.
Okay, that's fine. I haven't killed any Vaadwaur for a while. Let's go.
Keep an eye out for Vaadwaur. They're still patrolling this area.
I'm not sure what to make of the fact that the Corps of Engineers got the Chimera. There's an in-joke about the Starfleet Corps of Engineers that they get the hulls nobody else in Starfleet wanted. I mean, they were still using Daedalus-class hulls when the Constitutions were flying around. On the other hand, they also have a reputation for tweaking those hulls to the limits and then past them. So what you often get is a ship that is way past...
I'd say that wreckage is where this artifact was found.
Probably. Okay. Apparently Kordak is running one of his purges. Fine. Scans the wreckage. Let's see if this brings in any Vaadwaur.
Heads up! Vaadwaur on an intercept course.
Oh, why am I not surprised? Engage combat mode. Let's see what we get. One initial purge from the assault cruiser. Dump some mines. He's dumped his minefield as well. There we go. Now let's see. There we go. Tholian mines are locked on. He ate the entire salvo by the look of it. So we'll just go half throttle rapid fire, and murder him. Nog, you really need to lose the beam arrays on that ship, but at least you have the sense to go into your attack mode. Okay, right, let's try this again. Scan the wreckage.
The wreckage appears to be Krenim. The weapon signatures are definitely Vaadwaur. According to Voyager, the Krenim were a fairly small society. There had to be a reason the Vaadwaur went out of their way to target them. Let's move. There might be more ships in range.
Hello? More, temporal manipulation technology? I mean, the Vaadwaur wouldn't like somebody who could go back and erase all their little triumphs. Let's go find the moon. Come on, Nog, try to keep up.
There are more Vaadwaur on an intercept course, but we may be able to avoid them. I suggest we use the mineral content of the asteroids I've marked to conceal our energy signatures. Vaadwaur sensors aren't as good as ours. Most of their technological advantage appears to be directed toward making better weapons. So it should work, as long as we don't attract their attention before we get out of their path.
Okay, well, we'll try it. Let's hide in the asteroid cluster. In 30 seconds. Dump from full impulse, hard brake, and we're in position.
Harold!
Oops.
They must be looking for that Vaadwaur patrol.
Okay.
I don't think those Heralds detected us. Let's hope they don't come back this way.
Hope is the first step on the road to disappointment. Isn't that one of the rules of acquisition yet? Let's move again. Take scans of the moon. And we're just about coming up on it. So again, dump from impulse. We'll stop and scan the moon.
Harold's inbound!
Oh, for heaven's sake. Right.
The Vaadwaur must have gotten a signal out.
Or we just got unlucky. Fair enough, let's do this.
So much for our investigation.
We can come back to it. I mean, it's not like these meatheads are going to stop us for very long. Fire everything. And set up the minefield while we're at it. Good use of the phaser lotus, Nog. Now, if you don't mind, I want my team back, and then we'll dump on minefield. Well, that was a little late. Looty looty. Ooh, chronoton regulator. There's a theme, isn't it? Okay, fine, so
there
we
was
wasted
something
some
about
mines.
the Krenim that was such a threat to the Vaadwaur and the Iconians that they're still patrolling the old Krenim systems. If we can find more Krenim technology, or maybe unlock what we have, we might be able to find out what is so important. That could be something the Alliance can use against the Iconians. I recommend that the Chimera and your ship patrol the outer system while we take an away team to the surface. I'll bring the device and keep trying to learn more about it.
Agreed, but I prefer to have at least one ship on close orbit. However, my team will meet you there. Let's head back downstairs, see what we can find. Probably shunting sideways to meet the Krenim.
This doesn't make sense. There's nothing here that would cause the readings I was seeing from orbit, but there are traces of chronotron particles. I've never known chronotrons to appear naturally without some sort of temporal manipulation going on, but there's nothing here. I'm starting to come up with a theory, but I need some more data. I recommend we take some additional scans. Exactly, but we need to be quick. Those patrols we encountered in orbit will be missed soon. I'm going to order the Chimera to try to avoid contact, but warn us if more ships arrive.
I don't know about you, I'm going to have the Aloha murder every hostile ship that comes into range, but hey, you do what you think best, Captain. Right, pick the areas for the scans. Needless to say, you can
These tall spires are charged with temporal energy.
Scanning the charged spires then, my guess would be that the colony here shunted itself sideways in time.
Curious.
And found itself
It's almost like it's in a state of temporal flux.
And found themselves a timeline where they weren't bombed out of existence. Let's go find
I need to get some scans. There's something going on.
Yes. There's always something
going on.
There are
more mineral deposits over there.
Look, if you're having us prospect for latinum on the sly...
There's a resonant frequency here that's not natural.
Oops. What's this? Ooh, looky.
I'm reading another anomaly ahead.
Okay, well, let's get a scan of the anomaly then. I appear to be standing in the anomaly. I'm not sure that's wise. Oops. Okay, yoink. Oh, right, radiation scan. Let's just keep it going. Doink, 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 doink. Match the waveforms. Scan, scan, scan the little chronotons. Perfect.
These
Results.
anomalies have a shape, like a warp field, but not quite the same.
What's at the center of it? Okay, more mineral formations. My guess would be that the mineral formations are actually acting as conductors for whatever technobabble's going on here.
The only other place I've seen sensor readings like this was in the wormhole.
Okay, and the good news?
There,
Fine.
behind those rocks.
Okay, what do we got? Herald's moving in. More defensible location. Fine. Run away, run away, run away, and then
Hurry.
deploy.
They'll be here any moment.
They could just gated it on top of us, couldn't they? Okay, Nog,
This area looks defensible. Get ready.
you could have brought a security team with you.
I have an idea. We need to use the device. I've been trying to activate it, and I've almost got it. Keep them busy. If I can get it working, I should be able to conceal us.
This is going to end horribly. I mean, for all you know, it's going to zonk us back to the Stone Age. Do what you must. And in the meantime, we will pull our Bolivian army ending.
Here they come!
We got incoming. Yoink. And we'll start by shooting him. Pop, 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 pop the little... Whoa, 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 whoa. Where did that come from? Patch me up if you don't mind. Then just figure out what on earth was causing all that damage. Right, so let's patch up again. Health monitor away. Zappy, zappy, zappy. Oh, right, he fused up, did he? Well, you know what? Down you go. Direct control will not save you. Excuse me. Little help here. Come on, you've got flanking shots. Thank you very much. I should probably need someone else before that actually explodes.
More reinforcements inbound!
That's nice. Get that thing working. Excuse me.
I'm working as quickly as I can.
Work quicker. Ow. Come on. Snapshot. There we go. Yoink. Realise that was massive overkill. Let's just get some fire in. And another round of heals. Oh, no you don't. Down you go. Die. Thank you. Die. Thank you. Very obliged with him. Much more of this, and I am going to have to let the halter off the chain. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. No, you don't. Refresh everything. Come on. All over. Thank you. Who's next? Yoink.
Watch out! There's more of them!
Oh, nice. Right. Bring in the reinforcements. Now that guy with a headshot. And then unleash the halter.
I need more time to align these frequencies!
We don't have more time. How are we doing? Bradley, heal up. Swing over. Get him distracted, and then another gateway. Well, we'll just pop that. Oh, there you are. Focus fire, please. Okay, next problem construct. Thank you. He's dead. Oh dear. Stand clear of that before it explodes, and what have we got?
Almost there. Just one more connection and that should...
Oops. Oops. Did we bother to check the area of effect on this thing? Fine. Wipe them out. All of them. Down you go. Come on. Die, die, die. Very obliging. Now we'll just headshot this guy. Like so. Up to the ridge. Quick. Oh, no, we're going this way. Run away! Run away! Well, not really run away, more run towards the enemy. Focus fire. Took the time waking up to that one. Yes, 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 yes. Up the path, we need to get clear. Orbital bombardment? Anybody? Move! Ow. Okay, wait, are we just wiping out all the Iconians anyway? You know what? I'm entirely fine with that. Focus fire. Drop this construct. Get a tricorder scan in, and then... Ooh, looky. Come on. Sniper shot. Yoink. Got him. Now, do you guys want to follow me? Yeah. Okay. Now we'll advance in another direction. Amber... Really? Okay, drop them. One and two. Nail that gateway pronto, and then shut down the floor. Also heal Lysa before she falls over. There we go. Come on. Will you stand still long enough to be hit? Thank you. Sniper shot. Yoink. Good night. And done. Okay, and yeah, another gateway bomb done. Move again. Okay, where next? Where next? Where next? Ah, a cave. We're going to dive straight into an unknown and unexplored cave because that's entirely a good idea. Hold off the heralds. Well, I can plan our next move. It's we run into that cave. Okay, fine, let's drop them. Okay, get the health monitor out, get the triage out. Get stabbed in the back by a thrall. Oh! What was that? Ah, right, cutscene. Oh, wait, what?
If you'll forgive the pun, I managed to buy us some time.
Yeah, I noticed. Okay, so, Nog, I'm guessing you found... Well, you found the Krenim. So what? Oh, I see. They literally did shunt the whole colony sideways.
It's taken me some time to convince the Krenim to help us, but they finally agreed. Remember how I said the device could remove someone from the time stream? It did. That's where we are now, in the temporal bubbles. And how we perceive time in here is a little different than outside. That's why the Heralds can't see us. We're out of their timelines. Out of all timelines, in fact. While we're here, it's almost like we don't exist.
Okay, and, well, it's an improvement on being dead, I suppose, but are we just going to wait for them to give up and get bored?
No one's shooting at us. I think that's a good thing. The Krenim are... they're a little touchy. Almost being driven to extinction by the Vaadwaur has made them suspicious. But they're willing to talk to us if we help them stabilize the temporal energy. I suggest we help. I wouldn't want to be in here if the fields collapse.
Okay, let's play nice to the Krenim. Let's also put the guns away in that case. Oh, did I put the gun away? Yes, I have put the gun away. Excellent. Hi there.
I've had some time to observe you and Captain Nog, and your actions make it clear that you are no friend of the Vaadwaur or the Heralds. This does not, however, assure me that you will be allies to my people. The Krenim have lost much. Our empire is gone, and our people have been killed or scattered. We are what remains, and I will do whatever I must to protect this system, even if it means leaving you to face the Heralds alone.
Okay, well, at least he's being open with us. What do we do to prove ourselves?
You have already repaired some of our emitters that were damaged by the attack, but there is more yet to do. Should our temporal equipment fail, this location will be instantly overrun by heralds. If that happens, none of us will survive.
Okay, fair enough. How do we fix it?
More of our emitters must be realigned, and there are other pieces of equipment my people are already working to repair. Assist my team, and then we will talk again.
Okay, let's go do the grunt work. So... temporal compensation emitters, alignment transceivers... Okay, so they can pop in just briefly. Right, round we go. Careful does it. Let's see. Okay, what do we got over here? Engineer Cot, eh? What can you
Your
do for me?
fight overloaded some of the power couplings we used to moderate the temporal flow. If we had a contained space like the technology was originally designed for, this wouldn't be a problem. But we keep pushing the boundaries of what these flow modulators will do. I'm rerouting the power to take stress off the damaged couplings. But first, we need to get this capacitor aligned and ready for the transfer.
Who invented this
The
tech?
temporal technology was developed by a scientist named Anorax. He's still a mystery, even to us. We know he was a ship commander in the Imperium fleet and a genius in temporal mechanics, and that he started work on his inventions in the late 22nd century after our war with the Rilnar. Perhaps he saw temporal manipulation as a way to change our fortunes. We know he was working towards weaponizing his designs, and I can tell from what little I've seen that it is possible. But full access to his data is restricted, so I don't know the full capabilities of his work.
Oh, believe me, that his work was capable. Right, so what do you need
Your
help with?
fight overloaded some of the power.
Yes, thank you. Right, so aligns the capacitor.
Okay,
How's this
now
work?
it's starting to look like something.
Okay, that's nice. Alright, so that's fixed it. So, okay, good. Capacitor is fixed. Next problem is the alignment transceiver, which is over here. Again, stay a long way away from the heralds. Don't you want them popping in by accident? It might just have been a glitch in the engine, of course, but not taking that chance.
The temporal
Spella, what have you
compensators
got?
are out of alignment. They help keep us at a stable point in the timeline. If they fail completely, we could end up lost in time. Grab a hyperspanner. We need to get this fixed before the drift coefficient moves out of the safe zone.
And you know what? I'm going to pass on asking her the touchy question and just fix the emitter. As she points out, she might get a little touchy about that one. Okay, the compensator alignment may cause the ESS begin repairs. Okay, what do you think,
You
Nog?
should realign the matrix crystals.
That's nice, thank you. Realign the matrix crystals. And next thing, I suppose you'd have to disconnect the buffer and then reconnect it. Just to
You
check.
need to disconnect the buffer.
There we go, and then reconnect the buffer. Done.
Good.
Fine.
I'll
Close
put the next
diagnostic.
location on your tricorder.
That's nice, thank you. Okay, so off to the alignment transceiver. Good thing we checked, actually, because I would have disconnected the buffer, then realigned the crystals, and then fixed it again, which would probably have caused something horribly catastrophic to happen, likely involving a, well, herald. A dozen heralds. 24 heralds. Okay, wish the game wouldn't do that. It's making me slightly twitchy. Forwards once again. Okay. Don't suppose I can help myself to some of this dilithium? No? No? pity.
Hold this. No, hold it right next to the bracket, or the spanner won't... There. Got it, thanks. Something is putting too much stress on these components. I'm not sure what it is, but we don't have enough spare parts to keep rebuilding this transceiver. Grab a tricorder and run a level 3 diagnostic. Maybe there are some microfractures. If we can find and repair those, this should hold out until I can fabricate a new unit.
Actually, that's a reasonable question. Why are we having so many problems with this technology?
Anorax's original designs are for a temporal field that's big enough for a ship, sizable but finite. We've adapted the tech to cover much larger areas, but that makes the field more unstable, and we had to get everything operational before the Vaadwaur found us. So we cut some corners. A lot of corners. We're making updates and repairs as fast as we can, but we can't afford a failure. This tech is the only thing keeping us alive.
Any resemblance to internet server technology is entirely coincidental. Now, what
Hold
do you need
this.
help with?
No.
Okay, fine. Let's fix this transceiver. What are they going to do to us this time? Okay, we have got microfractures. Begin repairs. Okay, scan for microfractures. What do you know? Let's formulate some glue and then repairs the fractures. Transceiver is stable.
That should do it.
Okay, so we've basically super glued it back together, because that will hold, won't it? Right, let's go speak to the Krenim leader again. How are things going to go wrong this time? Mind you, super glue's perhaps the wrong term. That usually covers a cyanoacrylate formulation. Epoxy resins are similar but not quite the same thing. Anyhow, talk to
You've
the leader.
shown you're willing to help. Now perhaps we can come to a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Well, we just scratched your back, mate, so how about you scratch ours?
We have Anorax's plans, but not the... Interesting. The Heralds are opening a gateway.
Where?
The repairs should be enough.
No, they won't be.
I beg mercy, Great One. It appears they used a cloaking device and escaped.
You are forgiven. Make preparations to depart.
As you command.
An interesting development.
These sentients have proven to be resourceful. Already they have thwarted our plan to bring in the Solanae fleet.
Their struggles are limitless.
And yet they injured even you, Ticket. I advise caution. They are more dangerous than they appear.
We shall rend their worlds asunder. Spill them like blood until it fills the oceans. It is time to strike.
I understand you want vengeance, but we must not act in haste.
We will continue with our plan. The whole must be as one. The whole must be as one. The attack on Iconia broke our unity. We were divided, diminished, weak. The others saved us from oblivion, but it took centuries to rebuild our bonds. We cannot risk more loss. The whole must be as one. The campaign will continue as planned.
Oh dear. This is potentially interesting, also potentially very, very bad. Nog, what do you think?
They couldn't see us? There were Iconians right in front of us and nothing. They had no idea we were here. We were completely safe.
Yeah, we noticed that from the fact that the Heralds couldn't see us. And goody, the Iconians are packing up and leaving. Handy. Okay, so how much do you want for this tech?
The only protection left to my people is our ability to manipulate time. But it is something we must do with great care. Even the most innocuous of changes can ripple through reality in unexpected ways.
Yeah, like that incident with a puddle back on prehistoric Earth.
My people and I have made Anorax's theories of temporal manipulation our lives' work. In at least one temporal variant, his ship made the Krenim Imperium the undisputed masters of this region of space. If only we could recreate that vessel.
Don't tell Catherine about this one.
Anorax designed a ship, a wondrous vessel that could manipulate the time streams and erase elements in an attempt to bring about a desired result. Our records show that he even attempted to use this vessel to restore the Krenim's fortunes, but he was defeated by an unknown alliance. Afterward, the Krenim Imperium declined, as perhaps was its fate all along. We were diminished, but content to let time progress as it would. Until the Vaadwaur.
And of course, the Vaadwaur came along, knew about the Krenim's ability to manipulate time, courtesy of the Iconians, and were basically told to get medieval, is putting it mildly.
The first Krenim worlds to fall managed to warn the others. When the Vaadwaur came, we hid ourselves in the time stream. It was the only way we survived. Before the Vaadwaur arrived, we were working on a relic. It was a replica of Anorax's time ship. With it, we could have gone back and eliminated the Vaadwaur threat before it even began.
Why haven't you done so already? Because that would cause a paradox.
The Vaadwaur's assault on the Imperium took too much from us. Now we possess Anorax's work, but not the means to bring it to life. You have seen what our technology can do. We have the designs. You have the manpower and the materials. Perhaps your governments would be interested in mutual cooperation. Allow us a chance to undo what the Vaadwaur did, and we will give you something that will erase your enemies from time itself.
I have a suspicion that the Federation Council will have a collective coronary the moment we pitch this plan to them. But okay.
There's more here than what you've seen.
You've hidden the entire planet?
Yes, we removed ourselves from the time stream to stay alive. With your help, we can change everything.
You hid an entire planet, but you can't build this time ship on your own?
We have the plans. Our resources are almost gone.
We have shipyards, workers, and all the materials you could need.
Precisely. We revealed ourselves to you as a gesture of good faith. What will you do in return?
Looks like we're going to be building ourselves a
The
super
Iconians
weapon.
and the Heralds are gone. It's safe to resync with our time and contact our ships. But this is huge. A whole Krenim colony that survived the Vaadwaur? One that has temporal technology that even the Iconians can't counter? A weaponized time ship that can erase entire civilizations like they never existed? This could change the entire war. We could have a chance now.
Yeah, and in case you've forgotten, Anorax never actually managed to do what he set out to do. Also, I have to point out that removing that entire planet from the time stream for what, 6 months, a year? The orbital mechanics of the system will have been completely deranged. We'll be lucky if something doesn't plow into it in 30 seconds flat. Aloha, beam us up. Yeah, there's a planet. Yeah, oh yeah. I'll explain once we're back on board, and then everyone on board is confined to the ship and under the tightest security I can find, until and unless you hear otherwise from the Federation President. Okay, let's hail the contact. The Iconian
Temporal
War...
mechanics is not a complication we need, but this weapon they are proposing sounds intriguing. You and Captain Nog were correct in thinking the Alliance would be interested in investigating such a thing. Personally, I approve of anything the Iconians might fear. Kapla!
Kapla indeed, although I don't think the Federation Council is going to see it this way at all. Collect the reward. Let's go pick up these goodies and have a look at them. So, you know, let's head to the Fleet Starbase system. If I'm going to embarrass myself, it's not going to be on the main deck of Starbase 1. Yoink. Right, so let's dock up and have a look at these shinies. Out we come. And... actually, you know what? Can't really try out a new dance mode without having something appropriate to go with it, can we? Hey, Mr. DJ, turn the music on. Let's also switch to something a little better visible. Movie Reds. Yeah, that'll do. Now then, slash emote Ferengi. What was it? Okay, where was it? Where did it go? Ah, there we go. Emote Ferengi underscore dance. Unknown command. Right, excuse me. Research, Chronoton rifle, duty officer. Where did it go? Yoink. As you might guess, I don't use the emotes very often. Emote. How do you do this? Ah, here we go. Emotes. Dance Ferengi. There we are.
Priority transmission from Starfleet Command coming in.
Hey, baby. Can you smell what the Latinum is cooking? I don't even... Right. Okay, before my brain completely dribbles out of my ears, let's have a look at this new duty officer. Okay, Sonok, ground gold press Latinum defeating nearby enemies on ground missions. Oh, that could be interesting. And he's a epic quality trader as well. Sorry, very rare quality trader. Free thinker, efficient, cunning. Perhaps not the best setup you could get. I mean, unscrupulous is generally a decent trait on a trader, but oh, that proc will be interesting. We'll have to see how much that gives once we shoot a few guys up. I can see a lot of people pulling that for grinding. We have, of course, got the specialization point in the tech upgrades. We'll just grab the tech upgrade. Yoink, thank you. And, of course, the Chronoton split beam rifle. So, what have we got? Fairly standard split beam. So, 54 anti-proton damage times 2, standard stuff, 5% chance. Looks like a single crit chance and a double crit severity. And of course, 50% run speed, 50% power recharge speed. Decrease, only a 5% chance, mind you. And then much the same on the auto-targeting beam. Fair enough, so an interesting little proc, especially in PvP. But for PvE, the damage is not necessarily spectacular. Let's also take a look at what it looks like. Holster. And... okay, so basically a high-end Federation phaser rifle without the holograms. Does it... can we shoot anything with it? No. Not even a triple. Okay, so that gives us a quick look at everything that's coming down. Of course, next week we have got the kit module. Week after that we get the temporal flux debris, 5 seconds of invulnerability. But for this week, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Until next time, or at least until the men in white coats come along and take me away, farewell.